Humans sometimes kind of really suck. At least they can. Shocker. We're going to talk about our relationship with domestication and what's the deal with that. We're going to approach it though in a happy way. I don't know. Gotta relax. Humans have this overarching, desire to learn and improve and to grow. This is pretty common knowledge, I think, for most people. But you get to a point in our growth where we need a little bit of help. Enter domestication. I am coming down with something, so if I sound a little stuffy, just bear with me. But I came across this topic while I was going through YouTube, gathering some things for an introduction video that I'm planning on making. And I just randomly saw a comment on someone's YouTube short about how we abandoned the pigeons. And I was like, abandoned pigeons? What is he talking about? So I did a whole lot of research. Everything I want to talk about in this video today is not my research. I went and read other people's research. Why do we domesticate things? It's obvious. Animals can just do things that we can't. They can fly. They have higher levels of endurance and speed and or power. Sometimes they just taste good. On average, they have a better sense of smell. They can see better than we can. Much of the general public is already aware of our abandonment of the rock pigeon, colloquially known as the homing pigeon or the flying rat. Pigeons have been interwoven with the human experience since the Pleistocene. That's since the Ice Age. Also, we domesticated pigeons. I believe it was for food. But we domesticated pigeons before we even domesticated dogs. A dog is a man's best friend, but a pigeon has been man's best meal. I don't know if people are still eating pigeons, but we've moved on, I think, to chickens now. So when you see clips of pigeons doing this, it's because characteristics such as barrel rolling were intentionally selected because those traits were deemed desirable. And honestly, I can't blame them for thinking that. I mean, that looked pretty cool. But our little human hands and our little human minds did not stop with pigeons. Have you heard of the FUEGIAN dog? FUEGIAN? I looked it up online. There's like apparently two ways to say it, and there's another way that is definitely not the way. It's FUEGIAN. The FUEGIAN dog, also called the Andean fox, is a subspecies of fox that is located, or should I say it was located, on the southernmost tip of South America. And when its humans, mainly the indigenous peoples of Tierra del Fuego, were no longer around to maintain that canine and human relationship, the FUEGIAN dog died out. Why were they no longer around? I'm gonna let you take a wild guess as to why indigenous Aboriginal people were no longer able to take care of their dogs. They were reached by Europeans. Reached. Now, I know this isn't abandonment in the sense that the people of Tierra del Fuego intentionally left Fido by himself, but it is an example of a domesticated animal that was abandoned through the machinations of human activity. Even today, we see cases of packs of stray dogs. I imagine you love your Pooh, Chewy, or Rex, but if you were to drop Chewy or Rex in the Appalachian wilderness for 2 weeks, I can assure you he will not be the same dog when you come back to get him. The man has seen things. All right, so what about Brumbies? Any horse enthusiasts might already be familiar with Brumbies, but I'm willing to bet you are not. However, you are probably familiar with Mustangs. Not that kind of Mustang, this kind of Mustang, the actual namesake of the car. Well, if Mustangs are descendants of escaped or released domestic horses, Brumbies are their Australian equivalent. And even though Brumbies aren't native to Australia, they seem to fit right in with the whole vibe that's going on in Australia. They're wreaking havoc in certain areas on their ecosystem. It's gotten to the point where the Australian government had to actually step in and commence a culling of certain portions of their population to try to perform damage control. Now, there are definitely people advocating that the Brumbies don't get this kind of treatment, seeing as how they didn't ask to be there. Not everybody wants to hurt the Brumbies. What is up with humanity and its knack for causing our own chaos? We bring non-native animals into an area, we either abandon them or release them. They become feral, and then they start wreaking havoc on the ecosystem. I'm looking at Florida. I would know, I live there. Evolution has its own process of refining and honing creatures for survival based off the conditions of the planet. And we took rock pigeons and turned them from this into this. And then we abandoned them. I don't even know what the heck I'm looking at. It's called a Jacobin pigeon. Apparently it was favored by the monarchs of England. I mean, the frill, obviously there. What makes us want to interfere or artificially get involved with the same processes that something helped shape us? Is it about the pigeons? Is it about the FUEGIAN dog? Admittedly, the FUEGIAN dog has the potential to be a more natural development. Is it about the Brumbies? Or is it about something more? All right, that's it for today's video. If you guys like the video, hit the like button. If you guys enjoy discussing various topics in this format, hit the subscribe button because there are gonna be more videos like this coming out. Like I said, keep an eye out for that intro video. I'm working on it. Trying to make it something good. I'm going to have links down below in the description for anybody who wants to get informed on the pigeons, FUEGIAN dog, the Brumbies, everything that I either read or watched. I'm going to stick it down below so everybody else can get informed as well. I think it's really important that when we come across information that's worthwhile, we share it. We all take part in it. This is your captain speaking. Be safe, be wise, be prayerful.
Cause all this glamour can be tempting, and in the end it's you and no one else. Say less and learn more. In observation you can absorb.